Hello, everybody. It's me again, Insane Gorilla, and welcome back yet again to my channel. And, like I was going to say in the last one, but I decided not to, I'm doing a part 1.2. Sort of to continue the story, and please comment if you like this one. And let's try and give it above 12 likes today. I'm going to put it down low because you guys will most probably blow it out of the water anyway. But if you remember from the last one about Belle getting told off about something, we were going to be leaving off a few days after that day. So let's go with Hisashi training Belle, as he would then call a stop to the training, with Belle asking him a question. Master Sashi, why have you called off our training for today? Because, Belle, I am getting old. Believe it or not, when little Rachel was born, I was already in my 30s. And to be honest, true with you, Belle, my old bones can't keep up with you young'uns anymore. The younger generation. Phew, you are way too harsh. Sorry, Master Sashi. It's alright, Belle. It's alright. Your skills have certainly improved. You've improved so much, that even I can't keep up with you. You've made me proud. Oops, sorry. You have made me very, very proud. I see you as a second son, as my second child. Thank you, Master Sashi. It's alright, my boy. But even though you're not blood related to me, I still see you as my son. But always remember your true birth parents. I've been trying to find out who orchestrated the true attack on our village. You believe the shirai were purposely targeted, but not by the Lin Kuei. No. Something else is afoot. It seems too familiar to me. Familiar? Yes. My father, her grandfather, rebuilt the shirai due to him being the last scorpion. What are you trying to say, Master? It's time for me to take up the mantle of Grand Master. There's a reason why I've been grooming you for a reason. Permission to say this, Master. Stop calling me Master. Sorry. I mean, Hasashi. Go on. Continue. Are you saying you want me to become the next Scorpion? Well, yes, I am. And I want you to teach her the ways of the shirai. Master, Hasashi, I'm sorry, but I cannot accept. I've got too much to learn, even from you. Belle, I've been teaching you all that I could. It's up to you to train yourself now. But you're also going to be training my daughter. I'll be purposely leaving you guys on your own for a while so I can go and see if I can find any people who want to learn to become ninjas. As well, Rachel walks in, saying, "Did I just hear that right, Father? You're wanting me to make Belle. Belle Cornell. Well, I'm just calling him Cornell because I heard you call him Cornell. You want him to become the next Scorpion. I'm not against your judgment, but I'm also with him. He's still got a lot to learn." As well, that's how she would just say, "Start training then. I want to see how much you've learned." As well, Belle gets told to become her teacher. As Belle sort of sighs, saying, "Alright." As he gets into a combat stance, as she would do the same. And she would just say, "I hate this." As she goes in for an attack, with Belle doing the same. Then both clashing as Belle would start noticing a lot of problems. As he would start scolding her as they fight. "Keep your arms up, Rachel." "I am." "No, you're not. You're loose. You're way too loose. Stiffen up a bit more. You can't hit somebody if you're going swinging like a buffoon. Strengthen your legs." As he would side kick her in the leg, causing her to go down in pain, and she would get back up after Belle insults her. As well, Belle just calls it quits and says, "Ugh, this is ridiculous. How have I not noticed this before in you?" Ugh. As you walk off, say, "I'll come back in a few." As Masashi would walk over to her, as she would sort of wince in pain, as she would just say, "Bastard! Oh, kick me right in the shins, right in the bloody kneecap. Oh." Sasashi would just say, "So much for you keeping up with your training." "Oh, don't critique me, Father. Don't you start with this. I already just got an earful from Belle. Now you're getting an earful from me. Grounded for a month." "Oh, come on. That's not fair." "Life isn't fair. Now, get up." "Yes, Father. Call me Grand Master." "No. While we're in private, I'll call you my father." As she gets up, although shakily on her legs, as she tries to assume a stance, as Hanzo Hasashi, well, punches her smack in the chest near her heart, causing her to fall down with her heart stopping. As he would come along and punch her again in the heart, causing it to start beating. As she would gasp for air, saying, what, what kind of move was that?" As Hasashi would grin, saying, "A move I developed. Now get back up." As well, we go over to Bill, who is walking around town. As he picks up bandages and some fruit and vegetables, as one of the villagers would say, because he's got a reputation, as he would say, "Go, young Bill, come to the public event in 2 months?" As Bill would say, "You know I will, but I'm not drinking." As everybody would laugh, as Zeus would turn up, saying, "Ah, young Bill, town elder. Ah, please, stop with the town elder nonsense. Just call me the old man. Just call me old man. It does not suit your station, old man." True enough. Tell me, my boy, what's got your mind so tense recently? Am I really that easy to read? Unfortunately, yes, you are. Ah, I should have known someone of your stature would easily pick that up. Don't kid yourself, my boy. You caused me a little bit of a ruckus trying to figure out what was going on with you. Tell me, as they both walk around the village, as they will continue speaking, by the way. So tell me, my boy, what truly is on your mind? My sensei pronounced himself to be a grand master and promoted me to be his successor in a certain field of aspects. Combat, specifically. Even though you are assassins, your grandmaster, and that girl of yours, she's his daughter. And how did you know we're assassins? By the way you walk, and the way you hold yourself, the way you always try to hide yourself in the shadows. It doesn't take a genius to put two and two together. That you are unique at best. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything. It doesn't take a genius to know. Heck, all the village knows that you're assassins. They're perfectly okay with it. The entire town knew? Yes. Why do you think they're always being so nice towards you? That girl of yours and her father. By the way, did you not notice how she acts towards you? No, I've not. Ah, young foolishness. How could I not have noticed that you, of all people, didn't realize it? Oh well. As Zeus was saying in his mind, saying, I'm keeping this little secret to myself. I don't want him to know just yet. I want her to tell him. When the time is right. Old man of the town, are you alright? Yes, yes, I'm alright. Just got sidetracked in old memories. Right. As well. They'll continue talking as a villager would run up to Zeus, as he would say, Town Elder, quickly, the waterfront! Somebody's just washed up on the shore. Who? You might want to see it for yourself, sir. As they all go running towards well, the shoreline, as they see a guy with yellow and blue clothing, with a mask with blue and yellow as well. As Zeus would just say, Who is this? As Bell would get to the water side as well, as he'd say, Lucas. With well, Zeus looking at Bell saying, Who? Lucas, he's someone that me and my friend have met, along with his parents. But what is he doing here? He usually, last I saw him, he was with his parents. Don't know why he's doing. Don't know what he's doing here for. So how well do you know his family? I prefer not to say. For dishonoring his family. You understand. Assassin's code of honor. Our families are both assassins. We had a friendly rivalry. For what Master Hasashi said. For what Grandmaster Hasashi says. Anyway. Ah. So, what happened? Don't know. Looks like he's got scars and scorch marks. For him, it's. For me, this is unusual. These scorch marks do not seem to be naturally born from using fire. Somebody could have used magic on him. Arcanum. Arcanum magic. The power of the gods. Old man, how do you know this? Quite easy. The city of Arario has a pantheon there, where the gods themselves walk among humanity. All different kinds of human races. From elves to dwarfs. Hell, even varies. But hey, but even to sorcery and sorcerer types. The gods teach their magic to people who are naturally gifted in that sort of thing, which you appear to be naturally gifted. But I assume, due to the shirai training, they teach you how to use fire. How do you know my clan's name? For assassins, yellow and blue come to mind, and they are called the Linkway and the Shirai. You are wearing yellow and black, which puts you in the Shirai territory. This one's wearing blue and yellow and black, which means he's a part of both clans, which means his parents were both Linkway and Shirai. But he only has one power of ice, so that makes him a cryomancer, not a cryopyromancer. Unlike you. I'll take him to my homestead. It's, well, Bell picks him up and takes him straight home. As he lies him in a different room. As Hanzo, he goes and tells Hanzo Asashi, with him shouting, "This is an outrage! You bring a Link Way here into our home. This is preposterous, Bell. He's the enemy." Asashi, you said yourself that you do not believe the Linkway to truly be part of the, well, be the true masterminds behind the attack on our village all those years ago, when me and her were 7 and 8. You, of all people, should know that the Linkway only act on impulse with threats. They usually threaten the council. Anybody who threatens the council, both of our clans get involved. But having him here could be a wealth of information, especially for those burns of his. With, well, Rachel walking in saying, "Our friend's thoroughly asleep. He's in a lot of pain, and he won't be up for some time. The pain he must have endured when those scorch marks were applied to him must have severely injured him, because he's out like a light. Doubt he'll be up for several months." And I mean that in the waking up version, not walking around. "So he's unconscious then, Rachel?" "Yes, Belle, he is unconscious. Would you next time use simpler terms than try to make it all technical?" You're impossible. And anyway, where were we, Master Sashi? Oh wait, complaining like you usually do. Bell. It's Scorpion. In private, you're still Bell. Anyway, I still do not trust him. Look, Hasashi, you may think that he is untrustworthy, but in the end, he may be like Sub-Zero, yes, but he has honor. he stopped us two from killing his parents. As he just simply says that all four of us were acting like idiots. I could tell he was Lin Kuei, and I could tell that he was Sub-Zero's son. So it doesn't make any difference. Stop thinking that you know everything. Things like this, Hanzo Sashi, happen all the time. He is not Lin Kuei, but he's not Xia Ryu either. He's a half-beat witten, aka he's a half-breed between both of our clans. His mother was Xia Ryu. His father, Sub-Zero. But I doubt Sub-Zero knew that the woman he most probably went out with one time ago was pregnant with his son. So, there. As Belle walks out with Rachel. As well. 10 months have passed. Belle's gone on lots of missions with either Rachel or Hasashi. Mainly Hasashi, because Rachel stays behind to look after Lucas. As Lucas finally wakes up. As well. He strokes his head as he just simply says, "Ow. What happened? Where am I? I'm in a house. Oh, someone must have found me. I must find my father and mother. Or I must find my father. I don't see that woman as my mother. Oh, she ain't Xia Ryu. Oh, damn. My head. Oh, why can I not remember my attacker? Oh, this is sure as hell going to be annoying." As he opens the door, as he looks down the corridor, as he just walks towards the light, as he comes across a table. The same one that Hasashi, Belle, and Rachel were arguing over what to do with him. As he simply just walks up to it and falls to his knees as he grab hold of the table and hoik himself back up again. As he would just comment saying, This table, very nicely designed and well made and sturdy. That symbol, I'm not in my father's little area. I'm in a Xia Ryu lair. But if I'm in the base of the Xia Ryu, that means they weren't truly wiped out. This is good. Oh, my head. Oh, I just hope I don't go unconscious again. But still, this is good to see that Xia Ryu is still living. As he would walk out another door, as he would start yawning, as then he would receive a punch to the face, which sends him skidding backwards a bit because it was rather hard. As he would look up to see Hasashi, as he would get up saying, "Xia Ryu member, I bow," as he'd get kicked in the head, as he would start skidding, as he would start saying, "Wait, I am not an enemy." Hasashi wouldn't really pay attention to him, as he would throw more punches and kicks as well, with Lucas actually dodging, weaving, and getting a few taps in here and there. As Sub-Zero, well, not Sub-Zero, as Lucas would use his cryomancy side, as, well, Hisashi would just say, "So you are truly Lin Kuei. Die, vermin." As Lucas would just say, "I am not fully Lin Kuei," as he starts setting his other half on fire. Having a fireball in his hand, as he would use both attacks to hit Hisashi. With Hisashi just holding off the fire and just smashing all the ice that comes near it. With him then rugby tackling Lucas through another door. As well, they enter a bedroom, which is Hisashi's room. With Hisashi saying, "I will kill you here, and get your wretched father to face me in battle." As he would then say, as Lucas would then just say, "Grandmaster Hisashi, please. I am no condition to fight you anymore." With Hisashi saying, "Put your feet up, weakling." As he would still attack him, with, well, Lucas just dodging and, well, once again just dodging all of his attacks, throwing in a few himself. With Hisashi grabbing his arm and throwing him out of the door, as he just then leap towards him, grabbing a kunai and, well, trying to stab him with it. As Lucas then rolls out the way before the the blade hits, as he goes into the training area. As, well, they're causing quite a bit of ruckus, which caused two other people to wake up. As, well, not wake up, get annoyed, as they just follow the shouting. As Hisashi is still attacking Lucas. "What's wrong, boy? Scared of death?" "Master Hisashi, please. I am not your enemy. I wanted to see the shirai fully restored. I am part shirai myself." "I don't care if you are, boy, or not. You're still Lin Kuei, with that wretched arm of ice. Master Hisashi, please. I came here to learn how to control my fire and how to use it properly so you can unite our clans. Make us all stronger together." As, well, Hisashi, well, does his signature move of throwing a kunai with a chain attached to it, as he just says, "Get over here," as it stabs into Lucas's arm, as he pulls him towards him. As, well, they hear two people shout, "Hisashi, stop this at once." As Lucas gets grabbed by Hisashi, as they both look over to the door, as they see Rachel and Belle. As Rachel grabs Lucas, as she drags him away to a corner, as Belle grabs Hisashi and, well, gets into a bit of a sparring match with him, which, due to Belle's much more experience, because he gained a lot more of it, fighting Hisashi on equal footing, which makes, well, Lucas sort of sit there in bewilderment and is absolutely amazed at how Fast, both of them are. Now that he doesn't have to fight Hasashi, he can actually see the speed of which he was actually going, which was not very fast at all when he was fighting him. As Hasashi would say, "Why would you do this, Bell? Again, you bring an enemy into our home. This is my home. Mine and Rachel's home, Hasashi. Not yours. It never was. If you were here when we got it, then it would have been yours as well. But since you weren't, it's only our home. Mine and her home. Not yours as well. So we could bring in anybody we wished." "You dare talk to your Grand Master this way? You dare threaten someone who was injured to death to a death match? If we didn't step in now, you would surely have killed him." "I wasn't trying to kill him at all. I was teaching him lessons." "Oh, really? That wasn't what it looked like on our end." "Go to your room, Hasashi. We'll discuss this in the morning. Don't let me catch you doing anything this reckless again. Understood?" "Am I understood, Hasashi?" "Yes, Scorpion." "Good. You're a Grand Master. Act like it, and have some dignity and humility. Let's get him back to his room." As they drag him to his room, as a few days later, they hear a knock on the door. As well, Bell opens the door as it's Zeus. As Zeus will say, "Ah, Bell, my boy. How are you today? On this fine evening." "It's a morning, old man." Yes, yes, morning to you too." "You kids can't take a joke from an old man these days." "What do we owe the pleasure, Zeus?" Well, he doesn't really call him Zeus, he just calls him old man. And Zeus will just say, "I'm here to do a little bit of a checkup on Rachel. She's been complaining of headaches recently." "Fine. Come on in. She hasn't really told me about this. She wanted to keep it secret." "Fine. What's this old man doing in here, Bell?" "Master Hasashi. He's here to check up on Rachel, so let him do so." "It's fine, Father. Let him do it." As well. 1 minute, guys. I will be. Okay, sorry about that. As Zeus walks in to Rachel's room, as they close the door, as Hasashi and Bell go back to doing some training, with Bell shouting, "We'll be back later on." As Rachel lies down on her bed, as Zeus walks over to her, as he asks, "How are you feeling?" "Feel like my head's on fire, but hey, there's nothing I can really do about that. But I feel weird. I don't know why." "Explain." "I feel like my stomach is talking and growing in size, then going back down again. I feel like I'm becoming fat and lazy, but still staying skinny." With Zeus actually saying, "Oh dear." As he would basically say, "I suggest you eat a lot of healthy things." As they'll continue talking as he would walk out, with Bell and Hasashi walking up to him, saying, "What's the verdict?" She just needs to eat healthier food. And drink a lot of water, too. I'm not a professional doctor, but I can tell about headaches. She just needs to drink proper water, like a lot of water, have a healthy diet, make sure she doesn't overexert herself. What do you mean, not overexert herself? What are you talking about? Her and Belle have got a mission to go on next week. She should be fine by then, but make sure she doesn't lose, well, doesn't lose her appetite to eat. Because I noticed this. I grabbed something from the market and gave it to her. She wasn't eating very well either. So that's why I got the apple. Gave it to her. She took one bite, then immediately hurled it up again. So what's wrong with her? Truly. Honestly, we're just gonna have to wait and find out. Give it a week or two and she'll be fine. You just said give it a week. Yes, well, that's why I'm just going to leave that conversation. As a few weeks passed, didn't get convinced, as Ben just waits at the entrance to the village. And he would just say, "Come on, Rachel. We need to go now." As he would hear Rachel saying, "I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming." You don't have to get so in a grump with me. What kept you? I told you to be here by 9. It's almost 11 a.m. Sorry. Father had me doing some more work at the house. Don't bullshit me. There, Rachel. You were seeing the old man again, weren't you? Yes, I was. What was the verdict? I should be fine, just don't push myself too far. Fine. Let's go. And please, try to keep up. As they start heading towards the village, with somebody shouting them to come back in, there's something that they need to discuss. As they turn around to see that it's Hanzo, Sashi, with them all running back to him, as he would grab hold of them, say, "Right, found out your target's name now. Really? What now? Oh, this better be good. Right, it's another victim of a kidnapping. This time she's from a place called Orario. Orario? Wait, isn't Orario that place with a huge tower in the middle of it? That you can see over the water there? Because it's so goddamn big that you can see it for literally a mile away? Technically, we're actually 50 miles away from it, Rachel, so we could see it from 50 miles. So, you're quite out on that one. Shut up, Belle. Alright, you two, enough. You'll be able to tell your target from her having blonde hair and golden coloured eyes. They're a little dark coloured, a darker coloured of gold eyes, I should really say. And that's it? That's all we're getting? Oh, yes, right. She is a very slim woman, but very flexible. Got a lot of agility with her, too, so I take it she's got a lot of combat skills. She could teach you a few things, Rachel? Thanks, old man. Shut up. And yes. You have to take her to the hostess of fertility in Arario. Don't ask me why, it's just what the clients asked. As well, they go off before he even said the last thing. As Zeus would walk up to him saying, You know they left a while back, right? As Hasashi would say, just sigh, saying, "Yes, I now just realized that." As he would hold the sword up to the old man's neck, saying this, "Tell me, what's truly wrong with my daughter? First put the sword down, and perhaps I'll tell you over a few beers." As he would put it close to his neck, saying, "Tell me." As Zeus would tell him, as Hanzo Hasashi would move the sword away, saying, "Well, let's see how long she can keep that secret then. You're not going to intervene, Hanzo? No. This is up to her to decide. If she wants to tell him, she'll tell him. If she doesn't, she doesn't. It's all up to her. But she can't hide it forever. She's got one more year until she's 20. Her 19th birthday is tomorrow, so it shouldn't be too difficult." As well. Like, skipping into a forest where, well, it starts going misty and going into night. Going into the night time. With Belle, well, running through running through the forest as he looks back to see Rachel as she's huffing and puffing and is very slow. As he starts walking over to her, as she goes behind a tree, as she puts her hand over her stomach, as her stomach starts growling, as she'd just say, "Ugh, I can't keep this up forever. Jesus, why am I always hungry? All of a sudden." As well, Belle starts a fire because he just started grabbing stuff that was all over the floor as he starts the fire. As he started it, because as she was sort of monologuing to herself, he was grabbing all the stuff. As he would just cause it, set it on fire. As he would say, "Stay here. I'll get us something to eat." As she would say, "Like what?" There aren't particularly any animals in the area. As a deer goes rushing by, as he would just point, saying, "You sure about that?" As he would run off after it. As she would just say, "Talk about jinxing it. Talk about jinxing it. All we need now is a bear or a boar to go by. Then we truly would be in trouble." As well, Belle, after 5 to 20 minutes, would return with the deer, as he's already cleaved its head off, removed all the skin, legs, and the organs. A little bit botched, but he got as much off as he could. As Rachel would just say, "You technically ain't very good at that, are you?" As Belle would just talk, saying, "Did you want to go and hunt for a deer? Then try and skin it, take its head off, take its hooves off, along with the rest of the legs, and then gut it." As she would then say, "Oh, never mind, I didn't particularly want to know that part." As Belle would just say, "Yeah, now I need to find a quick river to go and wash it in. Or hell, get a bucket of water, start pouring it all over it, so it gets the excess crap off." As he does so, with Rachel falling asleep. As a few minutes later, she would get kicked in the leg, as Belle would say, "Here, I cooked it for you already." As she would eat it slowly. As they would both finish their meal, as she would say, "Thank you, Belle. Good night." As she would fall asleep. Belle virtually doing the same, but walking up to her. And, sitting down next to her, as he puts her head on his arm. And she would just say, really? As well. As they get to the morning, it's still rather misty, so they decide they're still gonna focus and get back on track. With Rachel having something to eat before she leaves, along with Belle. Because Belle just says, right, we're almost at our target location to where the girl should be. This shouldn't take us too long. Are you ready? As Rachel would say, yeah, I'm ready. But God, I need some more sleep after this. As Belle would just say, when we get to Orario, we go to this hostess of fertility place, rent a room for 2 days. You can sleep there and regain your strength. You good? Will you be good with that? Yes, I'll be good with that. But we're not by renting one room, 2 rooms, we're renting one. I want you nearby just in case something goes wrong. Fair enough. But don't expect me to start sleeping next to you. You were doing that last night, so technically, you already are. As they, reach their target destination, after dealing with the guys outside, they get in. After having to lockpick the door, to see a girl matching their target's description, huddled in a corner with a small chain, holding her arms back with, well, basically what you can see in the picture. And yes, it's Iris Wallenstein. As she starts murmuring, saying, muttering, saying, mm, 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 mm. If you don't know what I'm saying, is get this off of me quickly, please. As Rachel kneels down beside her, rips off the thing that was covering her mouth, and she would start breathing heavily, saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please cut this all off of me. As they do, as Belle would just say, calm down. We're here to get you back to Orario. As she would say, oh, thank God. Thank you so much. I've been held hostage for the last 5 days. No food, no water, no nothing. Thank you. My familiar leader will give you a king's ransom. Well, the ransom she was going to pay my kidnappers to get me back. Oravio's a month's walk from here. Better start walking. As well, they do. With her collapsing, with Belle actually grabbing her and then giving her a piggyback. Back. With Rachel being jealous. As they actually reach Orario, Belle then asks her, right, we were told to take you to the hostess of fertility. Do you know what that is? As Rachel would start coughing, as then she would find a back alley as she would remove her mask, and all you would hear is a as well, Belle would put eyes down, as he would rush over to her with eyes as well, as eyes would actually be very concerned for her health, as they would take her straight to the host, straight to somebody who would know what was wrong with her, and she would request just to be left alone with the doctor, with Belle waiting outside. As the doctor opens the door saying, "It'll be a little while, so could you please come back in 10 to 20 minutes? We should be done by then." With Bill nodding, saying, "Fine. You have 10 minutes, and that's it. I'll be back by then." As well, Belle leaves to talk to Eyes, as Eyes is actually having something to eat and drink. As well, Rachel would then walk out, saying, "Sorry, but the doctor needed to do an extra few checks. I'm not in the best of health. I need a lot of sleep." As well, they walk off towards the hostess of fertility. As well, before they get there, they see a guy being hung from his arms and legs in the quote unquote bar, as somebody would shout, well, a girl with long green hair and a bit of a ponytail, kind of, with pointy ears, would just say, "You're drunk." With a woman with brown hair, broad shoulders, and sort of an anger issue, would slam her fist, saying, "Get that drunk ass guy out of here so he stops causing problems, Loki." As Loki would sort of clap her hands, as everybody would, well, untie their friend, as he would start kicking and screaming, sort of saying, "I'll kick all of you guys, and I'll drink you all under the table if it comes to it." As they all, well, drag him outside and take him back, completely ignoring Eyes, Belle, and Rachel. As Loki would say, "Well, that was interesting, and what the hell?" As well, they both see a scorpion. Well, not just one, two scorpions running across the counter, as Mamma Mia sort of, I'm going to say this, has a bit of arachnophobia of scorpions, along with Loki, as they both sort of scream as they jump onto the roofs. Onto the roof, onto the ceiling, with everybody sort of laughing at them, as, well, Belle, Eyes, and Rachel would walk in, with the scorpions staying near two seats, as two people sort of get up and leave, as it's just scorpions looking at them. With then Belle and, well, Rachel sit down. Loki sees Eyes as she, well, it says, jumps down from the roof as she hides behind Eyes, saying, "Can somebody kill these two things?" As, well, Belle puts and Rachel put their hands down as the scorpions go on their arms, well, go on their hands and go up their arms, resting on their shoulders. As, well, they just sit there with Belle sort of asking Mamma Mia if they could rent 2 rooms and have some food. And Belle just says, "Don't mind about the scorpions. They're fine. They're not venomous. They're just, well, I don't know if they're venomous or not. They're just very friendly." With, well, the waitress is bringing them their food and that, which Belle asked for water along with, well, Rachel. As Rachel would talk, saying, "You know what? These scorpions have been following us around since the day we left our village to do this stupid job. Do you have any other ideas why?" Belle just saying, "Nope, no idea. I didn't even realise we had 2 of them following us. To be honest with you, I thought we just had one, considering I keep on finding this little guy on my shoulder every time I put my equipment on." With her saying, "Yeah, I didn't realise I actually had one following us, well, 2 of them following us as well. It's kind of funny because they're both resting on our shoulders. One on the left, one on the right." With, well, Mamma Mia sort of saying, Yeah, your rooms are waiting. Just please get them away from me. I've had a very bad experience with scorpions. Please. Yes, well, they sort of bow in respect, saying, "Sorry, ma'am." As they go up to their rooms, with well, walk to their room, as Rachel Rachel's scorpion jumps off of her and onto the table, along with Belle's scorpion. Now, if you don't know what table I'm talking about the table where Eyes puts Goddess Hestia's food on, so she can actually have something to eat in that one thing. I think it was an episode, not 100% sure. As well, she would well, go to sleep with Belle sleeping, putting his stretching out his body as he would fall asleep on the sofa. I'm just going to say she has a sofa in there. As well, in the morning, before they leave, because 2 days have now passed, Belle gets up early to get going, shakes Rachel as she just weakly say, "Belle, just leave me alone, please. Let me get some sleep." As Belle just call a doctor, as the doctor would appear, saying, "I'll look into it. I'll have to run a lot more tests on her this time, because I am now 100% concerned. I've, by the way, I found a God's Arcanum for a spell on her. I don't know why, but we need to find the caster immediately and get them to remove it. Because if they don't, she could die. Or better yet, another god could undo the spell. But it's a very high cast spell. If Belle would just say, "I'll pay anything. Just get her so healthy." As well. A few hours pass after Belle left. He eventually returns with Rachel feeling a little better. As she would just say, "Hey Belle, how you doing? Sorry if I'm slowing you down. I didn't want to slow us down during a mission. I'm sorry." As he would just say, "It's okay. A god put a spell over you, and it's causing your afflictions now. So we're going to have to try and find this god and, well, get him or her to remove it." As well, Rachel would just say weakly, "Belle, what's on your arm?" As Belle would see his arm, as he would just say, "Oh, it's a it's a tattoo. I never had one before, so I decided to get one." "One of a dragon. You always did have a dragon's temper." "I should really be saying that about you, Rachel, because you are a bit of a fire breather yourself." "Shut up. I ain't that bad." "Well, with your mood swings recently, I could say so." I should just say this. Fuck off. As Belle would just say, "There you go." Anyway, Doctor, what's the true verdict? What's this verdict this time? As the Doctor would just say, "Find the caster who cast this spell on her. It's powerful. Really powerful. And it's going to take either two powerful gods to remove, or it's just going to have to be removed at an allotted time. Which I think the allotted time is when it can be removed." With Belle sort of saying, "Wait, why an allotted time?" As they discuss this for a few hours, as eventually they decide that they're going to get moving and go home. As well, it approaches night time as they get halfway back to their town that they were in. As well, Rachel falls down onto her side. She just say again very weakly, "Sorry, Belle, I can't keep going. I'm so sleepy. I can't keep going." As she would eventually fall asleep just then and there, with Belle quickly getting another fire up and going, as you would feel her forehead, as she was remarkably cold. As he would set a fire up, as it would appear that the fire wasn't doing anything either, as he would put her a lot closer to it and feel her again, as it would appear that she's actually getting warmer. With him sighing in relief, saying, "Oh, thank God. Can't lose you here. Not now. Other than how else would we be able to spend the rest of our years? God damn." With her smiling and saying slightly, "Love you too." As Belle would just say, "Idiot." As eventually he would go to sleep, and after a few hours he would wake up again, noticing that the fire's out and Rachel has been considerably cold. As he'd rush around trying to get the fire back up again, nothing would work. As he would actually grab Rachel and actually pull her into him, as he uses his body heat to keep her warm. As she would just say, "So cold. Can't feel my toes. Help, please. So cold." As Belle would just say, "It's all right. I've got you. I've got you." As she would say, "Belle, you're, you're too warm. But it doesn't matter. I feel too cold to care at the minute. So please, don't let go. I have hypothermia. Otherwise," as Belle would just say, "Not gonna happen. Not on my watch." As she would actually kiss him, as she would fall back to sleep again. After a few hours, the sun comes back up as they leave, with him actually holding her on his back as he keeps her warm. As he sees the village, as his heart sinks, as Rachel would wake up, as she would say, "What's that? No, no." As Belle would just say, "Why? The village? Why? Who would do this to a village?" As the village is completely engulfed in fire, with Rachel sort of crying, saying, "No, please. Why? We've only been in here a few months, and nearly a whole year. Now this happens. It's like our own village when we were 7 and 8. When I was 7." As Bill rushes into town with Rachel back on his back, She'd say, Belle, please, slow down. You're hurting me. As Belle would just say, sorry, but trying to look for survivors. As, well, they would actually find some, 30, 30 to be precise, 10 adults, 5 of them female, 5 of them male, with 20 children. As they would also find Hanzo Hisashi as well. As, well, he would let out a cough, which also sends out some blood, as he would call over Belle and Idril. Not Idril, Belle and Rachel. As Rachel would get off Belle ever so weakly, and she would collapse to the ground. As she would then get grabbed by Belle, and she would pick her up and take her to him. As Hisashi would say, Daughter, my daughter, look how weak you've become. And she would just say, sorry, Daddy. Apparently, according to the doctor, it's a spell from a god or something like that. But I think he thinks after this year it should dissipate. My daughter, I know who cast that spell on you. We were speaking about it, and I just want you to know. You are always going to be in my heart. You and Belle. I defended this village as best as I could. But the fighters that came to attack us were a lot stronger than I thought. I'm so sorry for leaving you like this in this world. I thought I could become an old man and watch you have grandkids with Belle. Because I've always seen you two as a perfect couple. But I'm sorry. As before he could say anything else, he dies. With he, with Rachel sort of crying, shouting for her father. As she comes and says, Father, 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 please, open your eyes. As she's saying this rather loudly, because even if you're weak, you're still going to find a way to sort of shout this. And she would just say, Please, Father, open your eyes. No, please, don't leave me here. We only just reunited nearly a full year ago. I can't risk losing you now. Father, please. Who put this spell on me? She knows damn well why the spell's on her, but she doesn't know who put it on her. As she would start screaming it still, she'd just say, Please, don't leave us. Don't leave me and him here alone. Who's going to be a grandmaster to teach the future Shirai Ryu members if there are any? And if there are any Shirai Ryu members still standing? Please, Father, open your eyes. As she would still cry, as well, the people who were with him who also have hats on, take them off, as they sort of pay their respects, as eventually all the fires die out after they threw a lot of water over them, with Belle still keeping Rachel in his arms as she is full on bawling her eyes out of water. As Belle would turn to the rest of the village, to the town, saying, We go to Orario. There, we'll all be safe. But first, find the dead who are still visible to us all and bury them. As they all do that, as they bury Hisashi last, with Bell giving off a bit of an inspiring speech, saying, I know you don't know me that well, and I know you don't know Hanzo Hisashi or Rachel Hisashi, his daughter, that well. Hell, you don't really know me, but that's okay. I don't mind if you don't know me at all. Hell, I don't mind that you hate me. I don't mind if you guys think that we caused this fire because of our presence, because our abilities are based around fire. But my master, Hanzo Hisashi, the one we just buried here today, taught me many things. He even taught his daughter many things. Just, I got the most of it. We are also a part of a part of a clan called the shirai. As you most probably could gather through apparently my walking, you could tell that we were assassins. I don't blame you all for thinking that we caused this catastrophe due to our bases on fire. I ask you all to direct your anger at me and me alone. As the last strongest member of my clan, or one of the last strongest members of my clan, I will accept all the hatred, all the burden. Please, just leave her out of this. If you've got any anger, throw it my way. I will hold all responsibility for this. If you want to throw stuff at me, you can. If you want to stab me with a weapon, you can. I will not resist. I will not resist the anger that you give out. I will not try and calm your minds. Because in my heart, I have failed to protect the village by not being here. Or the town by not being here. When I should have been to help you defend. I am, from the bottom of my heart and from the pit of my stomach, eternally sorry for my failure. If I knew this would have happened, I wouldn't have taken the job. And perhaps a lot more of the village or this town would have survived. Again, I am terribly sorry. I accept all anger. I accept all responsibility for my failure. So please, if any of those emotions come to you through this whole thing, please give it all to me to bear. I will not resist. I will not choose to fight back. I will let you all have your day of vengeance. And I will always accept the anger, the hatred, the rage. I just ask you all, again, not to take it out on Rachel. She's suffering enough as it is, due to as you most probably heard, due to a spell a god put on her. This is not a joke, and this is not a excuse. We had a doctor look at her in Orario, and he confirmed it all. And he says it's a time-based one, for a certain time next year, or this year coming up. But I do not know when, neither does she. But it's also killing her as well. I don't know why. It's killing her. From what the doctor said, gods, when they put a spell over people, unless it's a cursing spell, it will not affect them in this way. So please, never, ever go towards her to cast your anger on her. Or otherwise, you'll be answering straight to me. And I'll be telling you, I'm the one who needs the anger and hatred pointed at them, not her. So I ask you again, always put your anger towards me. And look at me when you've got problems and you feel like it's my fault. I'll accept the anger, and I'll accept the hatred. And I bow to my master Sashi, and promise him if he's looking at me from looking at all of us from up there, I promise you, I will protect her. I will find a way to get rid of this spell and save your daughter's life. On my honor as a shirai member. Amen. As everybody would say after his speech, we don't hold you responsible for this. You could never have known this was going to happen. None of us knew this was going to happen today. This is the first time ever in our town's history that it's happened. But we accept your offer. We'll all go to Orario. It seems to be a lot safer there. As they all head off into the forest again to go to Orario, as they all set up camps, Bell goes off by his lonesome. As he goes walking through the forest, he starts talking to himself, saying, Jesus, they accepted it like it was nothing to them. Like they heard it all before. But I do not feel safe for them. I feel like everything I do now on will do nothing but get them killed. Who has done this to her? I can't risk losing her. I promised her father I would keep her safe. And I would never, ever let harm come to her. As he would hear a voice saying, why don't you let me help you then? As he would look over to his side, as he would see a guy wearing armor, sort of armor, with a tattoo on his forehead, as he's rather pale. As he would just say, who are you? As he would say, I am just a sorcerer. A man who is innate with magic power. Or in this world, arcanum, as the gods here call it. I do not expect you to understand, mortal. Nor do I want you to understand. But I have a proposal for you. Would you like revenge on the people who caused this to your little town? Why would you bring this to me, sorcerer? Because my master wanted to grant you an offer. A chance to get revenge on the gods for doing this to your beloved. I'm listening. It's simple, really. My master requires an amulet, and if you bring this to him, well, bring this to me, this amulet to me, as he makes the amulet, amulet appear in a screen of magic. If you bring this amulet to me, we could, my master could save her from this curse that was put on her. Believe as much as you will, but the gods put a curse on her. She will die because of it. Would you really want that for your beloved? As Belle ponders this for a while. And what would I get out of this? Easy. Immortality. A chance to watch the new generation grow, as you could train them all day long. My master only asks one condition of you, and that is complete subservientness. You be under his direct command. When he calls you to do something, you will do it for him. But he'll make it even more worth your while. He'll give you gold, give you a plot of land to live. Hell, you can even bring back your entire clan. How does that feel? And how does that deal sound to you? I make no such other demands. I only ask. I, as he gets cut off by two people shouting, "Do not trust him, Belle!" As two people land in front of him, as this man would just say, "How annoying. Just when I thought I could get rid of you. How annoying and how repulsive." As they would shout, "Shut up, Quan Chi. Vile sorcerer of Shinnok." And by the way, I know who Shinnok is because I read a bit of lore. Ah, so you know my master's name. Shinnok will save this world from the false gods. Shut your foul mouth, sorcerer. We heard your words, and we know they're vile lies. Because you tricked the Link Way into killing his entire clan. Just like you tricked thousands of other people. With Belle being shocked by saying, You did that. With Quan Chi smiling and then laughing maniacally, saying, Yes, you fools. It wasn't Sub-Zero at all. I killed them all. It was easy. I used sorcery to make myself look like Sub-Zero. After all, he left to be with Katana in secret. Sister of Jade. How would she feel when her own sister was dating the main man who killed the entire Shirai off completely? My sister has nothing to do with this. Now prepare to die. Such temperamental fodder. Oh well. I guess it's time that I end the Shirai. Starting with the girl first. Kill the weak and watch the strong. Watching horror. As Belle sort of clenches his fist, as Sub-Zero say, Belle, leave this to us. We have dealt with Quan Chi before. As Belle would just say, no, Quan Chi is mine. With, well, Katana and Sub-Zero saying simultaneously, are you sure, Belle? With him saying, most certainly. Ah, come on then. If you think you're fast enough and strong enough to kill me, then by all means, try your best. As well, Quan Chi goes through a portal, then goes behind Belle, as Belle sort of sees him last second as he punches Belle in the face, which causes Belle to go through a tree. As he gets back up, with Quan Chi saying, how disappointing. You survived one attack, but look at you, you're already weak. With, well, him saying, that was a dirty trick, Quan Chi. Who knew a dishonorable man like you would already have dirty moves up your sleeves? I have no sleeves, so how could I be hiding dirty tricks? And I know it's a figure of speech, you worthless monkey. You wretched vermin. My master Shinnok would kill you all anyway, and I would be left alone, 'cause I serve him faithfully, and I just tell him, kill me is fair enough, for the glory of destruction. But it doesn't mean I will not enjoy ripping you all apart. And that's actually where I'm ending it, ladies and gentlemen. See you all in the next one. Peace.